Welcome, Libras, to your winter summer solstice reading, where in the northern hemisphere we're tilting away from the sun, and in the southern hemisphere we're tilting toward the sun. So in this reading, we're going to be asking Spirit, just during this solstice period from like 12/22 to around March 21st, 22nd, during this 3-month period, what are you leaning away from and what are you leaning towards? So all the cards I'm using in this reading, I do list in the description box of the video down below. So if you're interested in any of them for yourself, you know where you can pick those up. Now, the first 2 decks we're going to look at are what are you leaning toward during the solstice. And we're starting off with the Sacred Destiny Oracle. So let's take a look here, Libra, and see what are you leaning toward. All right, there we go. And you've got happiness. Yay! Beautiful card. Look at that. I love those dolphins. And we'll put that right here. Glad to hear you're moving towards happiness, leaning towards happiness. Let's see what message comes in here for you. This is called Shimmering Sunshine. It says, our sun is at the center of our solar system. Our planet and our lives revolve around its cycles of light and dark. Our inner and our outer biological rhythms, as well as the rhythms of every animate and inert part of life, are ruled by this celestial force. In the far past, the sun has been thought of as a god. Traditionally, it's been associated with happiness, joy, hope, enlightenment, illumination, truth, cheer, warmth, and goodwill. Additionally, sunlight is an expansive force. When something is heating up by the light of the sun, it enlarges. Without the energy of the sun, things contract. The sun carries the deepest energies of expansion in life, so to receive this card is to know that you are expanding during the solstice. And the sacred landscape wants you to know, click your heels and shout for joy. The signs are with you. Let your light shine. Abounding good luck awaits you. A gateway is opening for even more joy and happiness. Your life is expanding. Opportunities are emerging. This is the time to go forward with glee. Love deeply and fully. Embrace life with open arms. Goodness is flowing to you. The only thing to be aware of is to monitor your expansion in a metered way. Too much, too fast can be overwhelming. Too much sunshine, you burst, right? So I love this. Beautiful, beautiful energies coming in here for the solstice. And we're also going to pull from the Sacred Forest Oracle for you. See what else they want you to know that you are leaning toward. But I feel like this is enough, isn't it? All right, what else here? There we go. All right, that's a good enough shuffle here. So for Libra, what else would you like them to know, please? Actually, they want that one right there. And you've got the Wizard of the Woods, and you have focus. A lot of beautiful energy coming in, and what are you going to do with this happiness? Where are you going to focus this? And that is card number 50. All right, so let's take a look here and see what else they want you to know. So a wisp of smoke rises out of the glade, and in an instant the smoke transforms into a wizard. His long gray beard reaches halfway down his chest, and his iridescent, shimmering robe constantly changes from various hues of green, deep emerald, to light spring green, to the bright color of the grass in the summertime. He leans towards you, lowers his voice, and says, "Your wish is my command. However, you must be very clear and focused on what you truly desire." I love it. So there is true magic in the world. However, to experience it, you must be able to direct your intention in the direction of your dreams. Thoughts are things, and as you focus your thoughts toward the good, you will attract more positive experiences and loving people into your life. If you direct your thoughts towards that which isn't working, you will create even more challenging situations. If you are pleased with the direction that you are going, concentrate on what you desire, not what you don't want. To develop inner power, gather your energy and focus intentionally on one thing. Also, diminish activities that aren't essential to this goal, and it will be just a matter of time until miracles begin to unfold. The spirit of the Wizard of the Woods says, put your attention on what's worthwhile, loving, and beautiful. That's what will manifest in your life. What you focus on is what you create. And this is the time to choose just one thing to focus on rather than a slew of things, and watch miracles abound. Wow. So definitely you have all this happiness and this sunshine and all this that comes in, and it becomes because you're focusing on what you're grateful for, what you do want in your life, happiness, joy, unconditional love, peace, and that expands instead. When you focus on what you're fearing, what you don't want in your life, what you feel you're missing in your life, the missingness grows. Like it says, we create all this stuff because you're so powerful with your wand. It's like the magician. Wherever you focus your energy is what grows, and you're focusing on happiness, evidently, because it's like blowing up over this period in a positive way. And then we are going to pull cards here from the archetype cards from Carolyn Miss. And these cards have both positive light attributes and shadow attributes. And the light is what you're leaning toward, and the shadow is what you're leaning away from. Just one more time here. All right. So for Libra, what else would you like them to know? All right. There we go. And you've got the engineer. You are engineering your happiness and your future. So the light attribute is that you have the ability to give creative energy a practical expression, and you have a talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. The shadow attribute, this is what you are leaning away from, is reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. So instead of doing things strictly from the mind to the mind to the mind, you're definitely bringing in the heart here, which has this energy of your intentions and where you are expanding them. So I love this, engineering your happiness. And next, we're going to pull from the Power of Surrender deck. And let's see what else that you're leaning away from. All right, what else for Libra? All right, that's the one right there. Surrender to receiving support and love. And that says, allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. So yes, you are leaning away from resisting, allowing others to help you. And from this belief that you do have to do everything yourself, that you're allowed to have joy and happiness. You know, I feel like there's this worthy thing that's coming into play here about in the past. You just felt like in order to be happy, you have to reach a certain point and you have to do it all on your own and blah, 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 right? But instead, you're allowed to be happy right now, here in this moment, and you're allowing yourself to recognize the power that it doesn't rely on outside things, but on your inner things, your heart. And instead of this big, long plan, drawn out plan with the mind of the supposed to's, the shoulds, the need to's, and the have to's that have to happen in order for you to be happy, you're going to choose to be happy for no reason at all besides who you are. And it allows you to allow this equal giving and receiving instead of kind of this, I don't know, codependent thing of you have to overgive in order to feel like you deserve. Instead, it's this beautiful ebb and flow, which I really like. Now, with this information, we're going to pull from the enchanted map and see what are you going to do with this, realizing now what you're moving away from and moving toward, or leaning away from and leaning toward during the solstice. All right. So what would you like Libra to know? All right. There we go. You've got commitment, card number 36. And we'll put that over here for now. And let's see what message comes in here for you. Says a true commitment is a responsibility of the heart, the mind, the body, and the soul. This is a good time to make one. Partnerships formed at this time are harmonious and powerful. The commitment card also indicates the natural evolution of a relationship from its inception to a literal or metaphorical marriage. At the very least, there is a promise of fulfillment in some form. However, you must be conscious of what you're committing to. Be clear about the nature of your commitment and your responsibility to it. Others are more willing to enter into the partnerships at this time. Remember that your partnership with Spirit and the highest version of your own self will engage the highest self in others. You may be walking into a commitment or a contract that you may later regret. This is the reverse meaning of this card. This isn't a good time to sign agreements or make any choice that would tie you up for a long period. If you're in a relationship, you may not receive the commitment you desire, but don't despair, for something much better awaits you. Now is also the time for agreements to be broken. Remember that rejection is God's protection. What hurts you now leads to wisdom later. So I feel like that is what you're moving away from. You're moving away from this old way of thinking. You know, the engineer was all the mind, the mind, the mind. This is all about codependency and overgiving and only allowing yourself to receive after you give. Like your exchange rate is, I give 100 of something and I can get 1 back. And so you don't allow people to give to you a whole lot in this past where you're moving away from, because the exchange rate, you couldn't keep up with it. If someone gives you 100 and it's 1 to 100, what's that? 10,000 you have to give? Something like that. And you're like, no way, it's not worth it. You can only give me 10 at the most, because that means I have to give you 1,000, you know, and it's like, oh my gosh. So you're moving away from these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets around relationship, around happiness, that were keeping you committed to this unhealthy, toxic thought belief system that you have around yourself and your worth. You're letting that go. You're moving during this into this, focusing your energy in a different direction that brings you happiness, true happiness, not the kind of fake happiness that's based on trying to live up to a bunch of rules around who you're supposed to be, need to be, and have to be. Much more beautiful, flowing, that you're like, I can commit to this. It's a new type of relationship that you're headed toward. All right. Now we're also going to pull from the Tarot of Dreams, and let's see what else they would like you to know here. So what else for Libra, please, for this solstice? Okay. What else? Okay. Okay. What else? All right. So we'll start off with these, and you have the Three of Swords. Yes, this is expectations equal disappointment and heartbreak. That's what you're moving away from over here. You're like, hallelujah. Yes, you're moving away from feeling overburdened. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your passion, and this is so much. You have invested so much in trying to live up to all these expectations that is what you're moving away from. It's exhaustion, right? And you have the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is the commitment card. So you have commitment here too. So you're changing what you are committing to. It's the marriage, the commitment type of energy, but that's a stabilized one. Whereas before it was an unstable type of energy that you had before. Yay! Because you're moving into happiness and overflowing and abundance and joy. We already knew that with that card there, right? But this is what it feels like instead of this burdened feeling. 10 of Wands versus 10 of Cups, right? Burdened and all this heat and vulnerability. And this is like just, you can hear the angel noises, right? Yeah. Trust that whatever is moved out of your life is being moved out of your life on purpose for a purpose. It's clearing you out. If there's obstacles in your path, if you happen to be in a toxic relationship or situation, and it's like, I can't do this, I'm scared, I can't leave this. Guess what? Spirit knows what is best for you, and they will move it for you. And so if you get fired from a job, or someone breaks up with you and it's a toxic situation or whatever, you can take a deep breath and go, okay, this is happening for me, not to me, because, now this space is being created in my life for something new that's more in alignment with who I want and where I want to go. And then there's also, the movement and clearing things out of your path so you can move forward as well. The Lover's card. So there you go. Now I'm going to add to that. 3 of Coins. I love this for you too, because this is about you staying true to your authentic self, not trying to become who you think someone thinks you should be, blah, blah, blah. It's about you just staying true to you, and that's what someone falls in love with. You being true to you. There's usually 2 other people in the card, and one of them is the naysayer, the one that we're afraid we're going to get punished by either verbally or some other way if we don't do what they want us to do. And then there's the other person, which is the supporter. And it's someone that we're afraid of losing their support and their praise if we don't do what they want us to do. So the card is about staying clear of being influenced so much by other people's opinions of us and staying true to your authentic self. Yep, and then you have the Queen of Cups. So she rolls over the emotions, and she's also given, all the queens are given another portion of water. So she's double portion of water, which is, she just understands this love that she can connect to so deeply within herself that she is able to trust her gut, trust her intuition, really connect to deep, deep, huge masses amount of emotion and water. So it's good because you're going to have a ton of it coming in. So really mastering your emotions is a huge thing that's coming through here for you. And oh my gosh, I'm just excited for this bounty of happiness that is coming your way. So that is what they have for you. I am excited, Libra. Now, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these videos, I also put out pick a card readings, weekly energy updates for each zodiac sign, monthly readings for each zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get updated immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button, and then by clicking the subscribe button, you're given access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, there's an option for all. If you select it, 2 things happen. 1, you'll be notified immediately when new videos come out. And 2, you'll be notified when I go live on YouTube to provide free readings. I know. In addition to that, doing those things also helps spread the Zen love, and it does help my channel grow in significant ways, because when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, subscribe to my channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy, crazy, excited. It wants to automatically share my videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, please know I'm very, very grateful. And these are general readings. If you want even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, Libra, as you go throughout this solstice, please know that every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing journey. We'll be talking with each other soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.